Right, so YCS rally just took place. There are announcements being made for events taking place until the end of the year almost. Legacy of Destruction just dropped. There's Melodious, random decks popping up. Everybody's having fun. They're all going to events. And then there's Europe. So let's talk about that. Please share your thoughts in the comments. I just want this to be a fun discussion and back and forth between us. I really want to get to the bottom of this and understand why we are being cut off from the entire Yu-Gi-Oh universe. Also like the video if you enjoy it. So let's go ahead and get started. First, there was OCG and there was TCG. And at this point, it kind of feels like the European territories are becoming its own thing. We are being cut off from events, products, and I feel like very soon they just won't care about us anymore. So I guess first, let's address why YCS events are actually that important. Obviously, when you go to locals, you want to do well. You want to topping locals feels great. And then you go to regionals, and then you take it a step further, and you really want to top a YCS. It feels like topping a YCS is that first big accomplishment that you can be proud of, and then you get further in Top Cut and you perhaps even win. And honestly, there's a very small amount of people that actually win multiple YCSs. So it's a feat to be proud of. But if there are no events to go to, what can you do? Further than that, it's only Worlds. And that is why YCSs actually matter. They are the biggest events you can go to and attempt to do well. So with the lack of them, I think the entire community, at least the European portion, is feeling very sad, very confused, and we just want to know what's happening. YCS events are for the players. Konami actually does not have that much from them. Obviously, you pay the entrance fee, but that kind of pales in comparison to what they have to pay to actually hold a YCS. And I think it all comes down to the actual money problem, which that's the case with a lot of things in life, actually. And, for a company, that's no different. Obviously, they have got to pay the venue, they have got to pay the staff, and a lot of times, well, not that many actually, there are also streams taking place for this event. So obviously, they have got to take care of that as well. And I understand that they are not working with a significant profit. It's no profit, actually. But what they have from holding a YCS is making the players happy. And also, it is promoting the game, especially if you are also streaming it. You get to showcase what's happening at these events, which are actually, from what I've heard of, because I have not gone to any, and why I haven't been to any is because I really wanted to do it in 2024, but that doesn't seem to be the case. What I always read on Twitter is people just saying, and it's also like you ask someone, what got you into the game and what is keeping you in the game? And almost always it's actually going to be the answer of, the people. It's the people. So you go to a YCS to hang out with your friends, to, of course, try and do well. But even if you don't, you get to go to side events. It's a lot of fun. And when other players can see that, obviously it's going to incentivize them to come to another YCS. And the attendance is actually at an all-time high because the players that enjoy the game regardless are going to be there. But still, it's in the interest of a company to try and expand and to try and reach multiple people and to try and go further. But you can't do that if you don't hold events and if you don't hold streams. Yeah, you gotta pay a lot of money to hold these events, and maybe it is just not profitable for them, which is extremely sad. But then you think about them holding a lot of opens, which if you hold that many opens, it's very similar to holding one YCS. And whatever reason they have for not holding these events, I think one of the main problems is the fact that they are not communicating with us whatsoever. It is just such a shitty feeling when you log on to Twitter and you see a post, upcoming NA YCSs or upcoming Central American YCSs. And then here we are in May, just kind of existing in Europe and waiting for something to happen. If they were to just say what the problem is and why they are not doing that, I think that would go a long way with people. I don't think it's fair to, again, be scrolling through Twitter and you see a post from, Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG. And you're like, oh, it's gonna be an announcement. And then it's like, this mystery card from Legacy of Destruction. What do you think it is? And it's like, I don't give it. Like, I don't what? And let's talk about the lack of streams. YCS Rio took place, and a lot of us were really, really excited for it. It was new Legacy of Destruction format, and I went on, the TCG event, like coverage or whatever it's called, because for a fact, there's no streams. So you have to go on there and then look at that janky website and try and figure out what's happening. And all there was pairings for every single round. And then finally, there was the top cut pairings. And usually they also do it with deck types. You will have like the name of the player, and then, this and this player is playing Snake Eyes against this and this player playing Kashtira. And we didn't even get the deck types. They could not be bothered. It was like X player against X player. Well, I do not care about that. I just want to know what they are playing. So there was no coverage whatsoever. YCS, with the new product being released, I think it is wild, because they have to realize, already we talked about YCS events being that important because this is their main goal, for us to play with physical cards. And obviously there's remote duels and stuff, but what do we have from buying cards if there are no events taking place? And I think that's a big issue, because they are going to want to make money off of physical cards. That's their entire shtick, pretty much. So the streams, right? A lot of times you cannot stream because there's no space, there's no physical space for you to do that, or there are actual legal consequences if you stream. Some laws just prohibit that. So I completely understand that, but again, they are not communicating to us what the reasoning is. And I think that's just the biggest problem, actually. One of the reasons is also that the NA market is just, I guess, bigger, and they want to sell the product there to the people, and they want to really emphasize that market, and they want to put all of their energy into it. Again, I could be wrong, but it just seems like they want to try harder with that market. So there has to be something there. Obviously, if you cater towards North America and then you also cover Central and South and all of that, yes, you're getting more territories than just the random European YCSs. Of course, I completely understand that, but the reality is that the entire world is playing it. You have Oceania, for example, which does not get enough love, I would say. I think streaming and social media and all of that is of the utmost importance, and they are not making the most out of it. And we've been talking about this for quite a while now. If you compare this to Pokemon, to even Magic the Gathering or One Piece at this point, all of these three card games, they are doing something right. There's different elements you could take, inspiration from, because they're actually running their events really, really well. And then there's also the pricing. I just can't even begin to talk about the pricing and how they just don't really care when it comes to that. But we are getting so split up. Also, we talked about, I guess I mentioned a little bit, we didn't get a product in Europe, and they just never addressed it. They were just like, yeah, that's only NA legal, it's a Speedo product, whatever, it's only NA legal, but that matters. Please talk to us and let us know what the issue is. But with the YCS and stream and coverage, you are bringing your game to the people. And I think they kind of underestimate this. It would incentivize people to buy cards, to go to events, to, hang out with their friends at YCSs. It really matters because it's, again, like we talked about before, one of the highest levels of competition. And you want to go to that event. You want to top 32 or top 64 and be proud and do well. And you can't do that when there are no events. I think what they're going to end up doing is just pissing off the community to the point when it's not going to matter when they bring back events, if they bring back events. Ever. Let me know what you think. I really want to be hopeful for the future, and I'm excited to go into national season and then potentially go to Euros or something, but I don't think it's enough to only have one period of the year when there are a lot of events and you get to go to them and attempt to qualify and go to bigger events. Because if you look at regionals in Europe, they're not the size of NA regionals. And what we all want to do is just experience an event where there are a lot of people playing, because some of us haven't been to any, and it will be an amazing experience, and they are literally taking that away from us without even letting us know why. I guess it's going to be it. Share your thoughts. I just really wanted to come on here and kind of address it and bring it to light and talk about it. And ask you your opinion. Hope you enjoyed. Again, share all of your thoughts and let me know what videos you would like to see next when it comes to the broader topics of Yu-Gi-Oh! If you hung out with me until the end, I really appreciate you. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and I will catch you in the next one.